It's the Old Musician's Blog number 24. Now, where was I? Do a little dance, dress up, go out and put on a show. Yeah, we can do that. We can put a band together and put things together or play a solo gig, and it'll be entertaining enough, But, I'm not headed for the big time or gonna play some big gig someplace or travel someplace. I'm just looking for little local things that I can do around town that are fun to do and that stretch my capabilities and imagination a little bit. Because even here, there are way more sophisticated and able musicians who can play circles around my faint ability that fortunately is still progressing and hopefully will for a while longer. Yeah, that's a point of shakeability, isn't it? I wonder how much longer that'll be. Yeah, and what kind of attachment to that there is, And that's the thing, when we were, and I say we because I talk about my wife and I as a we, but when we were just, in our 60s, heading for 60 and, going into our 60s, we were still looking at things like to expand everything all the time. Like, I wonder how it would be to have, another house. I wonder how it would be to have some more land. I wonder how it would be to, take a trip a long distance. I wonder how it would be to do all these things. And we did a lot of those things, at that time. But we found that, as we moved into our 60s, that more and more it became evident that what we really wanted was to have more free time and not to have to, be beholden to a bunch of belongings and stuff that caused you to have to do stuff about them. And it's not that that's a bad thing. I mean, having stuff is good, and and the truth is that the work that goes along with it never stops. It's like right now, the papers come in the mail. It's springtime outside, and so the grasses and the roots are wiggling and they're growing, and my objective today was going to be to go and pump up the tire on the little wheelbarrow and get some gravel and take it under to where the skunk eviction site is going on, and cover that whole area with gravel to make it less vulnerable to the skunk, and then to go up to the mower shed and to plug the mower into the battery charger to make sure it's all nice and charged up, so that I can turn it over and get it started good here. And but when I went outside, boy, there was a winter chill in the air again, and I didn't feel like on the end of this whatever it is that that I had these last few days, making myself vulnerable to the chill wind that doth blow. And so I forewent that idea, and instead had a nice lunch and took a nap, and fortunately, was I still working on stuff in my mind? And I'm still I still go head to the music room once in a while, and I've been looking to analyze that tune, Ciora, which is a very nice exercise in 2/5 in the circle of fourths, and learn how to look at it, thinking of it as numbers relative to the root and how its changes move. And I was very much been working on that, a lot of the time in my sleep. You wake up and I go, yeah, that's a 1, 2, 5, 1, a 1, 5, 1, 4. flat 5, 7, 6, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. And that takes it back around. That's really clever because it goes, it goes through the circle, and it goes, takes itself around. And I like that anyway. And so I've been looking at certain aspects of that song in that way in my mind. And that helps me to be able to play it because I'm not only able to transpose the tune into other keys much more easily, though the melody still eludes me to some extent except for its main theme. And I'll have to get the YouTube video down and listen to it a few times too, so that I have a better understanding of how it goes. And I do that more, but sometimes I don't bother. Sometimes I just find a version of it that I like in terms of how I think it goes, and then I play it that way because I can play it any way I want to. I mean that's the whole idea, of particularly playing music at this stage of life and this stage of the game, as it seems to be unraveling itself in the present moment, right here and now.